In today's video, I'm going to be doing or continuing a challenge I started a little bit while ago, and I'm going to be flipping from Dirt to Necron, full Necron or the chestplate in under 24 hours of gameplay. If you have not seen the first video, go and watch that. It'll be up in the top right screen right now. If you click the eye, it goes in a lot more detail of where I was at starting progress. You just watch. However, if you haven't watched it, then I'm going to give you a quick recap. I started a brand new account and decided to unlock Bazaar and then flip from a single piece of dirt up to a Necron chestplate with a time limit of 24 hours or less to complete this objective. The rules are it must be on a brand new account, and I can't gain any contraband. I can't do any quote-unquote normal grinding, so like grinding zealots, etc, etc, etc. And I cannot accept contraband or trade with other players. Last video, I was able to, within 2 hours and 16 minutes, I was able to get to Bazaar, unlock it, and make about 1.6 million coins. Or it was 1.3 million coins in 2 hours and 16 minutes. So from there, that's going to be the starting point, and then we will go on with that account, and I'll be going over all the money making methods that I actually end up using, and we'll see how much profit I make. Either way, please consider subscribing. I really want you to. It would mean the world to me. Let's get into the video. One of the first few flips that I did once I got back on my account after a few months of inactivity was flip Rejuvenate, Wisdom, and Wise books. Generally speaking, the market for these types of books is extraordinarily volatile. What this means is, I'm just going to make up numbers here, but in an average minute, there will be, I want to say, 20 to 200 new books on AH of that certain type. Meaning there's always people putting up those books. Usually they put them up for the cheapest price because they're quick and lazy, and they put them up for less than they're actually worth. So, for example, people put up an Ultimate Wise book for 100k, 120k, 150k, and when in reality the other lowest bin, it sells for 190 to 200,000 coins. Similar thing goes for Wisdom, 120, 140k, I buy it, then I can sell it at 120, 140k. Sorry, 220, 240k. Whole point is you need to be quick and fast and buy up these books and then really quickly flip them and put them on for the least. Put them on for the cheapest by like 1,000 coins, not 50,000, so you end up making like 40,000 profit a flip. This is a really, really solid method. It just consistent and makes you a bunch of money. Now with Rejuvenate books, I was flipping them and just like, for example, buying one for 10k and then putting them for 30k, like that stuff. And I was doing another flip, what I like to call Juju crafting, or sorry, not Juju, Rejuvenate crafting. What this is you take 16 Rejuvenate 1 books. Let's just say I bought them at 30k each, which is about standard price, give or take a few. But I bought 30 or 16 Rejuvenate books for 30k each. And then I craft them all up into a Rejuvenate 5 book. Because to Rejuvenate 1 to Rejuvenate 2, yada yada yada, you can do the math. It ends up costing you 16 Rejuvenate 1 books. This means it would cost me 480,000 plus tax and everything, about 500,000 coins to put up this book, or craft this book. And I can sell it for usually 740,000 to 840,000. Meaning it was like a 300,000 coin flip, and it didn't take that long to do because the market was extraordinarily volatile, and I could pretty much do it consistently. In addition to that, I was able to get a couple good flips off with Dragon Armor. So I'd browse the Dragon Armor, and I would see one that was either starred or extraordinary traits that was going for cheap. So I got a strong chestplate, and I believe it was Wise Boots or Wise Leggings. There was 5-starred or 4-starred, and I was able to make like a 300 or 200,000k flip off that. Out of that for a little bit, there were some parts I wasn't recording. I only record select parts. But I think I want to say flipped like 4 pieces of Dragon Armor that was 5-starred to make about 1 million coin profit. In addition to that, during all this time, I was doing one other flip on Bazaar, as it took me no time to do whatsoever. This was Sludge Juice flipping. The reason I did Sludge Juice flipping was because the price for Sludge Juice in the margin was very, very high. Meaning the freaking green shit that you get from killing sludges, I can end up buying for like 19 or 1800 and sell for 2,000. Which doesn't seem like a whole lot of profit, but in reality, it ends up being quite a lot, because if you buy 1,000 with 200 margin, that's 200,000 coins like that, and that generally speaking flipped pretty easy. Now I did make one mistake when I was flipping this. I accidentally bought a Shouts and Boots. It was legendary. I thought it was going for more. I was wrong. I did not check the price, so I ended up losing like 100k on that. However, that's just the way it is with flipping. Usually, most of the time, you can make good flips, but occasionally you ain't gonna make the best, and that's kind of shitty and sucks, you know. But I flipped Sludge Juice in my free time and used the extra money because you only need like a mil or two to flip or consistently flip Old Wise and Rejuvenate books. So I dumped like 1 to 2 mil on constantly into Sludge Juice to get some good flips off, and pumped the rest into Rejuvenate, Old Wise, Wisdom, and a few Dragon flips. Another unique flip that I did was Zombie Sword crafting into an ornate zombie sword. Now, the nice thing about this recipe is there's two things. A, there is no collection requirement. Most of the crafting recipes that aren't books, you need to be able to have a certain like a collection to unlock. For example, zombie hearts, you need to have zombie 7, or zombie sword, you need to have zombie whatever in order to craft. However, upgrading a zombie sword to an ornate zombie sword, or an ornate zombie sword to a florid zombie sword, bypasses all of that. All I need is a zombie sword, an enchanted golden block, and golden powder. So I believe I did this 2 times. First one, I was able to get a good deal for a zombie sword for 500k. I was able to get golden powder and enchanted gold block for like 200 to 20,000 coins. So total cost of about 720,000 coins. And I was able to sell it for 1 million coins. I did this 2 or 3 times. As it's a really, really solid flip. I recommend you do if you have the money to do. It might take a little bit to sell, but they do sell kind of quickly depending on how you do it. I tried to do some flips that ended up failing. I was looking for pick numbers flips. What this means is pick numbers, the unique ability is it has a certain amount of uses. So people sometimes sell 1 use pick numbers ability for like, let's just say 150k and 5,000 use pick numbers for like 250k. And sometimes people will put a like 5,000 use pickaxe up for 150,000 coins. So you can go and snag that and sell it for like 100k to 200k flip, and those fill out pretty fast. I tried to do that a little bit, but the market was not good at that moment, so I didn't end up making a whole lot of money off that. But it was still pretty good overall. One thing I started to do later as I got into the flipping was taking Rejuvenate books and flipping them. However, doing it a lot more efficient. Even if I ended up making less money, it's a less of pain on my hand, and with, you know, time efficient, and actually does make more. I looked and found tier 2 Rejuvenate books or tier 3 Rejuvenate books for the same price, for like 35,000 coins. For example, the Rejuvenate 2 book would cost 70,000 coins. It would be 35,000 coins per Rejuvenate 1, which is a good deal. I still make a bunch of profit, and it saves the crafting. So I did the same thing with the Rejuvenate 3 books. So I'd buy a few for like 140k per, 120k per, 160k per, somewhere in that range, and then I'd sell them as it would take me all the time of buying, since I had to buy like, what was it, 4 times less items and craft up 3 times less. So generally speaking, buying the tier 3 and tier 2 books helped out a lot, because it was about the same price anyways. There's less market competition, and it took a lot less time. So if you're ever flipping Rejuvenate to get to Rejuvenate 5, I would suggest taking a look at the Rejuvenate 2 or Rejuvenate 3 books on the age and deciding if it is worth your time. It might not be, quite frankly, that is a reality. It might not be worth your time. It might be too expensive, to the point where you're not making nearly as much profit for how much time you're putting in. But I hope that helps you when you're actually making money. Either way, to do a final recap, in an hour of gameplay from 2.16, so last video, the end of last video, to now, I was able to make 3.4 million coins just from flipping, mostly Rejuvenate books, Ultimate Wise books, Wisdom books, Sludge Juice, Ornate Zombie Swords, and a few Dragon pieces. So, subscribe is a requirement, and let's cue the Either way, if you guys did enjoy this, I will make more of these videos, but they take a lot more time than all my other videos, so if you guys need to enjoy it, and it'll actually like show it some love if you want to have these be more continuous episodes. However, I'm going to try to do it where every hour of gameplay cranks out into 1 episode. It might end up being more or less like that. For example, first episode was 2 hours, this episode was 1 hour of gameplay. Some might be like 3, some might be like 30 minutes. It really just depends on good stopping points and milestones. So I was able to make 5 mil in 3 hours, starting from a brand new account, which is actually pretty dang crazy. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you like it. Subscribe. Peace out. Live your life. See you guys in the next one.